Besides healthcare, Arizona's immigration law was the biggest case on the Supreme Court's docket this session, and today they made a split ruling. 3 of the 4 laws were struck down as being unconstitutional, but the most controversial was upheld. That one is called the Check Your Papers provision. It says the state requires police officers to check someone's immigration status while enforcing other laws if they suspect the person is in the country illegally. To give us a sense of what this means is Vincent Martin, an immigration attorney. Vincent, let's look at that provision. It stood the test of the Supreme Court because, frankly, it has been and continues to be the most controversial of the 4. Do you think the Check Your Papers law will give the green light to other states to enact something similar?
I don't think so, Randy. The Supreme Court, in its decision today, did not necessarily state that that provision of the law is acceptable. In the decision, they said that they wanted to give the lower courts the chance to interpret that law and see how it actually plays out, as opposed to striking it down before the courts even get a chance to apply the law to the particular facts of a given case.
The knock on the Check Your Papers law is that it can lead to racial profiling. Can it be, in your view, Vincent, enforced without prejudice?
That's hard to say. The thing about it that the advocates of that portion of the law say is that law doesn't take effect until the police actually stop someone or take them into custody. Then that's where that portion of the law allows them to take that next step of inquiring into their immigration status. And I think at that point, the advocates of that portion of the law say that there are enough constitutional protections for the non-citizen or the public in general at that point that portion of the law should stand, because we have these other constitutional protections once you are stopped or once you are detained.
Let's listen to something Senator Marco Rubio said about the immigration law, and then I want to get your reaction.
The federal government had been doing its job and spending money defending the border, an electronic verification system, these sorts of things. I don't think you would have Arizona-type laws across the country.
In fact, on the heels of this, the federal government today, on the heels of that Supreme Court, said they advised their ICE agents and their Border Patrol agents not to cooperate with police in Arizona unless someone pulled over or stopped was being looked at for a felony. So they're still not, they say, cooperating. If the feds are doing a bad job enforcing immigration policy already on the books, why not let states affected most by it, i.e. Arizona, do it themselves?
I think the problem with that, Randy, is that, and the court decision touches on this, that the agency in charge of immigration enforcement are trained professionals, everything from the procedure to the law, things of that nature, and the state police simply are not. And that there are a lot of provisions in the immigration law, a lot of protections that the state police simply are not going to be aware of when they start depriving people of their rights and detaining them on suspicion of immigration violations when the federal government itself, in charge of immigration enforcement, would not do so.
One final question, Vincent, on this whole topic. Does this Supreme Court ruling lay to rest the question of who can enforce immigration law, essentially resting with the federal government moving forward?
I think it does. I think it clearly sends a signal that states cannot create their own immigration law system.
Vincent Martin, we appreciate your time tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Randy.